Toast. Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, we're live on a Thursday, August 19th at 11:36 a.m. Let's see how the bandwidth keeps up today. Yesterday was ridiculous. Sorry, guys. Here's what it is. We do the best we can. We're talking about Avalanche because Avalanche is going to get a whole lot of capital inflow. It's basically got Aave and Curve coming, and we saw what happened with Polygon a couple months back. And that's the deal. That's obvious what's going to play out. Now, interestingly, if I was in a bit of a different mindset, that's where capital would flow, and I'll probably migrate some collateral assets over there and borrow some debt, and that's basically what Aave does. And Curve facilitates that deep liquidity of stable coins. They'll probably have stables and like value assets, much as the implementation on Polygon currently doesn't have the factory implementation that we got on Ethereum L1. So my mindset is very different than it was back when we played the Polygon run. And folks that have been around on the stream for a while know that experience. It was quite lucrative. There was fair amount of capital gains to be made um, playing variety of different assets in the space. But you know, I'm just not there anymore. I'm not in that mindset where I want to chase gains. And I often say to you guys, you don't need to make as much money as possible. Now, obviously, you dabble, and just what I like to remind folks is you don't have to have that anxiety. You don't have to feel like you're missing out. You don't have to just be in that frenzy of trying to figure out where's the best place to park capital. That's just not necessary, especially with what Ethereum L1 is offering nowadays. And EIP 1559 is just tantalizing from a monetary policy standpoint. And really, all you need to do is sit back and enjoy your Ethereum. I'm going to look at this chart. Um, let's pull up Bitcoin and Ethereum. I want to talk about that for the moment. I'll tell you what I did, and maybe it was a mistake, maybe it wasn't. We'll see how it goes. Avalanche, velocity inbound, and some macro outlook. Today's episode is sponsored by Change Angel, the non-custodial swap exchange for social good. Stop depositing on exchanges, not your keys, not your crypto, non-custodial DeFi, or nothing at all. Bam, let's pop it over to the main screen and see who's in the stream. Costco's in the house. Breakless. We do got some bandwidth today. Man, it's just volatile. Upload. Very frustrating. Just dropped to like 100 kilobits a second. So frustrating. We'll do the best we can. Derek's up, Noah. You know where I'm at. Still waiting for you to look at Elron, GitHub, new decks they're putting out. Yeah, let them put it out. Back in the day, I still say Elron, E-Gold is the bag that got away, but it's all good. You can't own everything you want to own, and I'm more interested in Elron launching their various platforms. I'm interested in Cardano launching their platforms, if they ever do, and which they will. I don't mean to say it like that. It's inevitable. It's just annoying that it's like 5 years in the making. But besides that, point being, I'm more interested in the protocols rather than the protocol tokens nowadays, unless there's a burn component. So the reason Ethereum catches my fancy, especially more than Bitcoin, is it's not just disinflationary at this point. It's transitorily deflationary, and pretty much destined to be deflationary, full on deflationary, not just in a transitory kind of way. Bitcoin is merely disinflationary. And that's what really catches my fancy. It all reduces the monetary policy for me. So if an asset has a disinflationary monetary policy component, that's definitely catches my fancy, which is why Bitcoin's on the radar and a variety of assets are. But a full-on deflationary protocol, now that's a store of value. Woo! You pop a decent time horizon on something that's full-on deflationary, and now you're talking. Arf, good morning. Thoughts on Banqui as an Aave competitor? I have no idea what it is. Definitely wouldn't put any capital in it. Uh, Derek, Seamless Slow, my man. The test is the next MEX token is going to get hot. Okay, okay. Let it roll out and let's see what let's let folks pile in a couple 100 mil, and I'll give it 6 months. Let other people be the guinea pig, and we'll see what kind of Opportunities are available. Everything other than convex is opportunity cost. And obviously, I have my Frax position because it's a deflationary asset. And I'm digging programmatic stablecoins lately. And they're time tested and mother approved at this point in many regards. And with a CPI peg that they're working on, that is a tantalizing notion from a protocol standpoint. I'm going to probably migrate my MTA position over to FXS in the form of VEFXS. I have some lock that completes on the 25th of next month. No rush, take your time. I mean, this thing has been going crazy. Have you seen 275 for Osmo? You got to remember, this was an airdrop. That's crazy. That's cool stuff. So my opinion is IrisNet. So I have my IrisNet paired with Osmo cranking out 257%. I'm not going to complain. 257% on 17 grand. Where else? How does that total 34,000? It's probably my Osmo stake position. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at that real quick. I probably should have just balanced it in the Iris Osmo pool. You guys know how Iris fits into my China narrative. That's a lot of yield, 109. That's why it's lucrative, very lucrative. This is pretty cool. VECRV historically just emitted 3 CRV, but nowadays with all the with the bribe tool that Andre created, it's become yielding additional assets. So Spell has been printing. I staked that as S Spell. It's not as much as I would have liked. At one point, this was 20 mil it was going to provide, but now it's not. Now it's only a half a mil, which is nice. It's greater than zero, so that's always nice. Anything greater than zero is awesome. Thoughts on BNT? Well, I have my BNT position. I don't keep it up. It's a heavyweight D app, but I have a fair amount of BNT. How many BNT do I have? I'll tell you guys. I got BNT that's just growing. I have like 8,000 BNT, give or take. I'm not going to complain. It's a beautiful protocol. That's a heck of a monetary policy. So they catch my eye. They've always caught my eye. So that's my thoughts on BNT. Wave, I know is Ethereum used as gas capital. It's a transaction fee. Gas comes off your cost basis. Just technically that's just the way you process it from a tax standpoint. Zeke Girl, good morning. Diesel Hound, have you ever thought about VeChain payouts in VTHO? I actually live off VTHO at the moment. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to play this game. Just follow the monetary policy. Make sure a protocol is disinflationary or deflationary, or has burn components or incentivized supply disruption. Costco executive member CVX has voting protocol coming that will also allow vote delegation bribing. Very interesting. So, all these things are considerations. Everyone comes in the stream as like, whoa, this thing is awesome. There's plenty of things. There's always going to be something that's awesome and tempting and tantalizing and interesting. Doesn't mean you have to get all crazy about it. Like, oh my God, I got to move 20% of my capital over to something because someone said something awesome. There's opportunity overload in the crypto space. So plenty of folks in the stream here and on Twitter are going to have different positions than you. That's okay. You don't have to run and chase stuff. You know, food for thought. The most important thing that I hope you guys get from me is find your own convictions. And you shouldn't only be in crypto. And the markets are these are very risky markets. I'm surprised and happy. Well, I'm not. Am I surprised that the S&P is rallying off a pretty significant dip over the last 2 days? Um, this is a bit disconcerting from a Ethereum standpoint, and it did breach above the guppies briefly in the past hour, but watching it fall back below trend resistance is quite obvious. This as well for Bitcoin. So I migrated a little bit of capital over. So I had like 78 Ethereum, give or take. I moved. I kept a 30. I'm going to keep a 32. Nice round number. That's an Ethereum node, Ethereum 2 node. I move the other capital into cash. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it breaks out. Dare it break out to a higher high. You got to get above this. 31.25. That'd be nice to see. And you can buy back in. You lose some Ethereum. But I'm not a trader. So the point being, this is bearish. So if it's bearish, I move the portion of the capital over, and then you're able to accumulate more Ethereum. I mean, you can't argue the S&P taking a fat dip in the macroeconomic conditions, which is the other title of the stream, as you see, some macro outlook. Things are pretty bad. I mean, the whole thing with Afghanistan is an absolute hot mess. And all these markets are fueled by sentiment and fear. So sure as hell that puts fear in the markets. We haven't had fear in the equities markets in quite a while. Rent moratoriums. No one's paying rent. I got family members that have people that aren't paying rent for like a year and a half, and it's an absolute mess. So you can imagine the amount, and not only that, student loan debt. It's an absolute mess, and things could fall apart really quickly and have a very strong deflationary impulse. And the only thing that works in a deflationary impulse is cash and bonds. So I do have a fair amount of bonds, not a large position, but can't go wrong. I consider it an asymmetric risk on bet. Bonds. Show you why real quick. US 10-year. Let's check this out. So if you go out to the weekly, the 10-year, this is about a 78%. One, two, three. Well, one, this red candle, two, three. These 3 weeks, that was a 78% rip to the upside. Now, folks holding bonds because they want it to appreciate and go up in value 5, 10, 15, 20%. Ooh, 5, 10, 15, 20% in the crypto space? What a waste of capital allocation. But if you're going to hold, a little bit of your portfolio in bonds looking for a big rip to the upside and a massive risk off bet, cool. This was a 78% rip to the upside. I'm not going to argue with that kind of capital gains on selling bonds. But if you see right here, check this out. Price range. So from the bottom, this is the wrong way. I want to go this way. No, I don't want a new one. I want this. There you go. So from the bottom, 1 week later, holy crap. Yields were up 283%. That's crazy in 1 week. So that's how volatile. So that's the point, and that's what I think a lot of folks know, that bonds become basically a risk-on asset during a deflationary impulse. So down is the bonds going up in price, up is the bonds going down in price. So it's strange because this is yield denominated, which is, and yield and price are inversely correlated, basically 1-to-1, give or take. So yields went up 283% in the March 2020, 78% appreciation over 3 weeks event. Yeah, digest that one. Bonds will drive you nuts. Old school shit. All these folks wrapped up in old stuff, old fiat money, old paper money, old Fed money. It's annoying. They're operating in old shit. Nothing. Okay, fine. There's plenty of places to make capital gains. There's plenty of smart macro traders out there that understand these markets and tackle them. What annoys me as a 38-year-old is this is old shit. They're literally playing with the same old shit that's been around forever. Oh, treasuries and bonds and stock for a company, and dare we say an ETF. That's cool tech, guys. A new ETF came out this week. Old stuff. Old people working with old systems. Quick, let me send a fax to my broker to buy a stock on the stock market. So, I'm being facetious and derogatory of legacy deprecated systems, but maybe I'm right in the middle. I'm not in my 60s, I'm not a boomer, and I'm not in my 20s, so I'm not a young kid playing Fortnite and Call of Duty Zombies. Or am I? So I'm 38, I'm right in between. I just can't stand this old stuff. I can't stand stocks. I can't stand bonds. They're just so old. And these old people are hanging on just for desperate to keep their legacy system, and they just completely ignore the awesomeness. Look, there's the sheer awesomeness of the crypto space. It's strange. I mean, it's strange. I mean, this is so cool. This is so cool. Come on. Isn't that the coolest damn thing you've ever seen? And that's just my claim. That's just yield. That's just the monetary aspect of it. Look at all these protocols and assets and all these people doing work on software. Maybe it's because I'm a software dev that I have such appreciation for what they're building. I mean, just look at this portal. You know what it took for those boys, Sergey, to build this portal? Years of software. Now that's awesome. That's tech. That's innovation. That's exciting. Look at these markets. Look at these assets. Each one of these assets is a story of innovation and advancement. Let's look at these companies that are doing new things. Yeah, okay. Securities. Stuck in the old way of thinking. King Russia, Luna. Yeah, Luna's doing pretty good. Good for them. Luna is burned to mid UST, Terra Network. Yep, good stuff. Any big brain play I should be looking at with some XTK? XTK is just hold. It's a productive asset. Like I don't have much spell, but I locked it. I've been getting more spell from the bribe. So that's cool. I'll just keep locking it if they keep incentivizing it. So just lock it. It can't hurt. Maybe it grows into a massive multi-billion dollar protocol in the coming decade. So in that case, you forgot about it thus far. Forget about it again and just stake it. Andrew, how would you see Convex performing in an extended bear market? Do you think people's gains will flood into the platform? Well, yeah, incentivized returns are going to be completely diluted. Transaction fee revenue will probably increase. Uh, and we'll have to see how the price of CVX plays out because that's a good part of the yield. Unknown. Speculatively, what's most pertinent is that the yield is the yield, and the percent revenue is dollar denominated, meaning this percent revenue is basically dollar denominated, so it's misleading. So what you'll find is that during a bear market, the quantity of assets received doesn't change much. And the dollar denominated value of them will change significantly. I guess obviously if yields are diluted and significant capital inflow comes into Convex, the quantity of CVX you receive will be diluted as well. You'll get less. The quantity of 3 curve is proportional or correlated to transaction fees on the curve platform. So I expect that to go up significantly. And the quantity of curve will also be diluted because that's a portion revenue share that's good. That curve that is received by convex stake positions denominated in curve vis-a-vis the curve protocol and their monetary policy. So this is a double monetary policy incentive system along with percent ownership of platform transaction fees, the curve protocol. Probably go down. Check back in 5, 10 years. Probably have the most conviction. I probably have the most conviction in this protocol. All right. Maybe I rebuy Ethereum. Well, it'd be nice to. I probably wait till it gets over. What is that? What line is that? I mean, that's the 200 EMA. I got my color's messed up here. Oh, that's the 200. That's the 200 EMA on the 1 hour for Ethereum. It's going up, but it's still stuck below the 1 hour guppies. It's still stuck pretty much below trend. Let's see if there's any EMAs on the 4 hour. It's not through the guppies yet on the 4 hour. So this is in a bearish mode. Bitcoin still stuck below trend. All right, this is eyes on. Bear in mind, I didn't make really any adjustments in the last couple of days. The only thing I did was migrate some Ethereum to dollar denominated value. Always keep your tax obligations set aside. For myself, those tax obligations are denominated in fracs. I have about 50 grand worth of debt, 48 grand worth of debt from denominated in Tether, which I owe there. About 30 grand, 32, 33, 34 grand in cash, and I owe about 30 grand in taxes so far in 2022, my 2021 capital gains, or income rather. And that's the way I like to think of it, rather in income terms rather than capital gains. Food for thought, food for thought. Winner in training, 5 likes. We're not going to make it. 38 people in the stream, 11 likes. We can do better. Yeah, we're not going to make it. Market's turning sour. Market's turned sour on the drop of the dime nowadays. Look at that NFT space just completely collapse. Oh my goodness. You got all these awesome assets that people just think, oh, I'm going to buy it and sell it for a higher price. And then, oh, they can't sell it and they freak out and they keep dropping the price. And they try and liquidate their illiquid assets. They buy something for an Ethereum, sell it for a half an Ethereum. There's so many examples of people taking losses, selling something they bought for a lower price in a week's time. What a ridiculous thing. Fortune Media, the floor was 17. Now it's down to 15. Come on, boys, capitulate. I'll pick one of these bad boys up. Very limited supply. There's like 3 or 4 special ones, and there's 256 regular ones. So, yeah, 3 specials and 256 regular, 259 in total. I'd love one of these boys. I should have bought it when it was 6 Ethereum. Damn it. Eyes on that. What else is going on? Let's look at NFT space for a second. Four Cape Kennel Club. These drive me nuts, but look at that. 47% in a week. Volume is off. Where's my favorite? Fast food. Let's see where they are. There's a bag that got away that I got in the NFT space. Crypto Cities. So priced out of Crypto Cities. But this is one of my favorite. I got a couple of favorites, but Crypto Cities really took off. I liked them and I missed them, and I should have known better. Those things are selling for like 90 Ethereum at this point. Sales and like 70, 80, 90 Ethereum, and people are buying them. Very rare asset. It's probably somewhere here. It's got to be. Let's do it. Oh, did I click it? Damn it. Let's go back and do a quick search. Take a look at these gorgeous assets and Crypto Cities. Where is it? 24 hours. Crypto? It's somewhere. Cities? Let's just go to it. Look at these gorgeous assets. Absolutely gorgeous. The floor is through the roof. Stunning, stunning assets. And look, these were selling for a half an Ethereum. And now this guy's got a bid of 450. Wow. Or, he's asking for that. People will buy it. Look at this volume. Let's look at the activity. Gorgeous, gorgeous. 70. 15 hours ago, 75, 85, 75. Look at that. Oh, Wow, it went for Asgard went for 45 Ethereum. I put a bid in for 27. Didn't get it. Look at this thing. Wow, look at me drooling over some NFT. This thing is gorgeous. What a gorgeous NFT these boys created. I can't believe it went for 45. Or was it resold already? Nope, that was the bid. And 45. All right, is what it is. Be careful with the NFTs. You can't buy them expecting to sell them. What a ridiculous thing. You buy them because you want to buy them. And if they happen to be worth something in the future, they're worth something. You guys never collected Garbage Pail Kids when you were a kid? Or Magic the Gathering? Did you buy them one week and try and sell them the next week? That's just a ridiculous way to operate with these assets. You buy them because you want them. You buy them because if you don't buy them, someone else is going to buy them. And then you have them, so someone else doesn't have them. And that's a very interesting reality with the collectible space. These are just digital collectibles, digitally tangible assets. Because I have these, someone else doesn't. This is my favorite. These are my favorite. Of all my NFTs, this Misfit University, nobody likes them. It has very little volume. But I was able to pick up the rarest of five of the types. Wow, look at that gas fee. It's up at 1,000. Something's going on. Yeah, Ethereum's burning. That's what's going on. That's pretty cool. Check this out. I have a lot of rares, like very rare assets, and I was lucky enough to be able to get them, which is very nice. I own the sixth rarest Ether Mura, which is not very popular. But I don't want to. I don't buy things just because it's a popular NFT set. I bought things because I wanted to, and if they become popular, that's great. I had these old Marvel Universe cards back in the '90s. I got to dig them up. I have them in a box somewhere. I bought them because I wanted them. We buy collectibles not to resell them. So rarest mutant. I got the rarest male. I'm missing the rarest female. The rarest skeleton and the rarest demon, but I have the rarest alien, I have the rarest monkey, and I have the rarest zombie. And that makes me happy. Just remember that. You're buying these things because they make you happy, not because you expect to make capital gains. You want to make capital gains, go back to the crypto space, look at your charts, understand your technicals. Hey, look, Bitcoin. Let's see. Maybe I should have held my Ethereum position. See, look, liquidated for dollars. I didn't have faith in the market, and now I'm going to have less Ethereum. Oh, all right. It is what it is. Win some, you lose some. Any big brain plays I should be looking at? Nope. I handled that one winner. I would stake it myself. Um, Sup, Posh? No, I'm sure you saw that Palantir bought 50 billion gold bars to hedge against potential black swan. What a fascinating thing. Because that's the antithesis of a black swan. A black swan is a depreciative impulse. It's an event where it's risk off. And typically that's bonds and cash. Black swan, gold bars? Quite fascinating. Palantir works with the NSA, and tons of data. Yeah, I think that's quite interesting. I think that might be one of the most interesting things I've heard in a while. Because a black swan is not gold bars. Isn't that fascinating? Very fascinating. Black swan with to the inflationary upside and inflationary impulse, because that's why gold would appreciate. You buy gold as if there's a currency failure or that train of thought. Very interesting. By the way, Tranchus is doing really well. You should check it out for BTC yield. Yeah, that's probably selling options, and I don't really want to do that. Bitcoin, I want cold. I don't have much Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin I have, I just want it to be there, and I don't want any risk. I just want to have it. Giltron, cool as hell. My man. Fiat currency crash in Black Swan. Well, what does fiat currency crashing mean? If you're talking about DXY relative fiat valuations, the value of fiat, I don't know. These are very interesting topics. The value of fiat relative to what? Equities. So the equities market keeps going up, up, and up. The value of fiat relative to government debt, bonds and T-bills. Or the value of fiat relative to Bitcoin. We think Bitcoin's going to go to 100 grand. See what gold does as well. The value of fiat relative to gold. Everything is relative, and it's a very complicated story to try and understand relative valuations. Because all I know is I denominate my dollars in Subway sandwiches. How many dollars can I buy with a Subway sandwich? So I've talked about this on Twitter. I'm going to wrap up the stream on that topic. Dollars are an asset. You could buy them, buy dollars. So a lot of folks, the general public, is stuck in this mindset of everything is dollar denominated. It's a dollar world. It's just another asset. So when you get a paycheck and a salary, you're choosing the default. You're choosing to buy dollars with your value. Try and think about things in other denominations. Try and get away from the status quo, people that cannot think outside the scope of their normalcy. When you have dollars, you're choosing to buy dollars. So that's just food for thought, boys and girls. Have you considered taking a curb loan from Aave to stake his? No, I would not do that. If I take debt, I take dollars. DXY giant cup in hand, though, trying to confirm would apply. Damn, 97? Let's take a look real quick. I'll wrap up the stream. 39 people in the stream, 17 likes. We can do better. I look at the long-term time frames on the weekly. Well, that's a heck of a floor. Higher lows. There's the 200 EMA on the weekly. Listen, it's above the guppies, but if that breaks above the 200 EMA on the weekly, that's what I would be looking for. Above the guppies on the yearly, my eyes would be on 94. 94.18 gets above 94.18. That should be interesting. Here's the thing about the dollar. This thing breaks higher. It crushes sovereign fiat around the world. In many regards, the dollar getting over or dollar appreciation relative to other fiat is weaponization of the dollar. Because it would quickly crush other currencies. So the strong dollar, people want the dollar. It's appreciating relative to other currencies. So they sell their currency to buy dollars. That's Brent Johnson's thesis. There's a never-ending demand for dollars because it's the best of the shit. He himself has said as such. Food for thought. And look, we have dollar bullishness today. It's very green. Looks nice. And yet crypto's ripping. And I don't have the S&P up anymore. But point being, what you think is correlated one day is not inversely correlated another day, and vice versa. So, you can't expect markets to be predictable. These are irrational markets. To be is resilient, have resolve, establish conviction, understand the technology, structure a portfolio, and execute on it. You can't bank on correlation or inverse correlation. Let's wrap up the stream. 42 people in the stream, 19 likes. We can do better. Thursday, August 19th at 12:10 p.m. As always, thank you all for joining me. After party in the Discord, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Y'all have a good day now. Peace.